think it's your Discord name, actually.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, self-promo. It's in the community section. You see general chat, YouTube videos, self-promo.
I did put up the broadcast.
Yeah. That's you could do that, but you could also post like an invite poster or something like that. Yeah, like a league advertisement or whatever in there. Get a chance, I would edit it and then put a description of what the league's about and shit. That way people know what it is.
Yeah.
Like I said, even if you wanted to have the GTP or something, create like a poster or whatever, describing what it's about.
Pay for a couple people $55 for something.
Alright, I'm gonna go jump down to the broadcast booth and I'll see you guys out on the track. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Cash Motorsports Saturday Night Cash. This is Jamie G up in the booth. We are at Talladega, a place where speed has always ruled, and tonight we're turning back the clock. No modern technology, no aerodynamic tricks to make things easy, just raw horsepower, old school race cars, and drivers willing to hang it all out at one of the fastest tracks in motorsports. Welcome, race fans, to another edition of Cash Motorsports Saturday Night Cash. Tonight we're back at the legendary Talladega Speedway, but this time we're climbing behind the wheel of the 87 stock cars, machines from an era when horsepower was king. These cars were a handful, and racing at Talladega demanded equal parts courage, patience, and respect. And just like always, Saturday Night Cash, there's money on the line. Tonight's action is proudly presented by our great partners, Admin Box, helping race communities stay organized and competitive. Blind Squirrel Racing, fueled by passion, determination, and the love for racing. And Raleigh's Resto Rods, bringing back classic machines back to life with quality craftsmanship and performance. Tonight, the word classic couldn't be more fitting. The 87 cars are big, they're fast, and when the field gets packed together on the high banks of Talladega, there's nowhere to hide. The draft takes you from the back to the front in a matter of laps. One perfectly timed run can put you in the position to win, but one mistake at these speeds can turn a race for the cash into absolute chaos. Who has the patience to wait for the right moment? Who has the courage to make the move when the moment's right? And when this field comes screaming towards the checkered flag, who's going to walk away with the money. Good evening, race fans. Again, I'm Jamie G, high above Talladega, and we've got an old school Talladega showdown waiting for us tonight. Turn up the volume, race fans. Cash Motorsports Saturday Night Cash with the 87s at Talladega starts right now. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. This is going to be a great race from Cash Motorsports. We do have a couple drivers still out on the tracks practicing at the moment. Let's go ahead and take a look as we check out James Waring in that beautiful paint job right there for the 87s. These things are moving quick. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the telemetry. Oh, we just seen 215 horsepower, 215 miles an hour pop up on the dash. Incredible speeds coming out of these cars tonight. They're going to be really hard to hang on to if you don't know what you're doing. You got to let the car move around the track as it pleases, because if you try to control this car like a cup car, it's just not going to go well for you. You're going to go right up into that wall. It looks like we do not have a whole lot of time until qualifying, but we are going to have a blast here tonight. Looks like another couple people are out on the track right at the moment. We got Buster Malcolm. Looks like one of our newer drivers coming out here tonight. He's going to be in that number 102. Let's see what he's running right now. 193 currently going into the corners of 1 and 2. This backstretcher is really going to tell us what kind of speeds these cars are looking at tonight. $189, $190. I imagine in the draft it's going to be incredible out there. Those speeds are going to kick up a notch. Take a look at Kenneth McCullough Jr. in that 03. Somebody we've definitely seen before out here. Has won a couple of these races in the past. I believe from what I've heard, this is the season finale. So these guys have a trophy on the line as well as the cash prize for tonight. 202 in the corners for Kenneth McCullough Jr. here. 207 in the backstretch. That's absolutely incredible speed. Cannot wait to see what these guys are looking like out on the track. We got Justin right there. Beautiful paint job coming off of that car right there. That looks like the old Rainbow Warriors car from Jeff Gordon's days in the Cup Series. It is going to be 40 laps here tonight. So these guys are going to have to show what they got. I believe we have 11 drivers all together. That is going to be some tight pack racing. Either what's going to happen most likely is they're going to be in a group the entire time, or they're going to wind up falling and separating back a little bit. But again, these cars are not like the Cup cars. They are more in tune with, you know, the older style of racing as far as NASCAR goes. These cars are stupid fast, and they will be able to keep up with each other. But I'm quite interested to see what kind of speed we're going to be getting in that pack racing. I can imagine all the way up to 220 as you see that heavy car slide right off the track under heavy braking right there. So they're going to have to be super careful out there. All right, looks like qualifying is going to start right now. Got Buster Malcolm currently out there. Oh, wait, that was qualifying. Kenneth McCullough Jr. taking that top spot on the pole. James Waring in that second place on the outside. Justin Smith in third place with Buster Malcolm right on his outside. Joshua McCullough also clocking in with the top 5 group. He's going to be sitting on that inside behind that number 7. Derek Raleigh currently sitting in 6th place. Let's go ahead and bring up our scrolling grid, ladies and gentlemen. In that front row, like I said, It's going to be Kenneth McCullough Jr. and James Waring. Second row is Justin Smith and Buster Malcolm. Third row is going to be Josh McCullough and Derek Raleigh. Fourth row, Daniel Holdcraft, Joseph Essenberg. And that fifth row is going to be James Moore and Joe Conan. For row 6, it's Shane Hatfield. Super excited to see what these guys got for tonight. We're still waiting for our leader and our fifth place to grid up. Some amazing paint jobs out there tonight. I like that number 7. He's going to be looking sharp coming around the track in that DuPont. Number 5 sitting in that good wrench. Got the Cash Motorsports coming off of Derek Raleigh in that 71 Skull. That old school Skull paint job actually is pretty nice too. I like that. And that's going to be the 31 of Daniel Holdcroft. Kenneth McCullough Jr. jumping to the pits for some reason. Not sure what's going on. Hopefully he's not having any kind of technical issues. That pace car is jumping out right now. Kenneth McCullough Jr. not starting on the grid. Currently sitting in pit lane. Not going to be a good start for Kenneth McCullough Jr. That's going to put Justin Smith out on the front row on the inside, followed by James Waring. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Alabama Gang Super Stretch is what they're calling the back stretch now. I didn't know that. Yeah, it looks like an unfortunate start there for Kenneth McCullough Jr. out here tonight at Talladega for the Saturday Night Cash. As they're coming around turns 3 and 4, pace car is going to dive off here in a moment. We're going to go green flag. It's going to be a big battle between James Waring and Justin Smith. Who's going to be the better partner in the rear? Is it going to be Josh McCullough or Buster Malcolm? Honestly, I think that outside line's probably going to be the better line to be a part of, but we're going to see who holds it together. Pace car off the track, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go, green flag. As that bottom line gets a little bit of a better push off, that 95 is jumping up to the front, James Waring, but he does not have a partner right behind him. Number 5 is closing in on that number 7 to give him a good push up towards the front. Like I said, these are not like cup cars. You cannot, I'm not sure how well the bump draft is going to work. Looks like that 102 of Buster Malcolm deciding to drop from that top line, going to the bottom line, following up with the number 5 of Joshua McCullough. That bottom line just getting a little bit of a better momentum. The number 7 is a couple car lengths out front. As we see a little bit more separation than we're used to in the newer next gens of the truck series. 95 right there on the outside of the number 7, making contact right up to the wall. He's going to lose some speed right there with the 71 right behind him of Derek Raleigh. Oh, making contact with that wall. The number 8 goes around on the nose of the 102. No caution comes out. Justin Smith clocking in that fastest lap. Kenneth McCullough Jr. is going to be out on the track, but he is going to be by himself, 1 lap down currently. He's looking for that caution to catch that lucky dog. 95 looking to the outside of that number 7. Let's see if he can maintain it this time. He's got a little bit of damage on the right front of that 95 from touching that outside wall. Oh, and he does it again. Right up in front of the number 71 of Derek Raleigh. 95 just pushing a little bit too hard. He's going to have to ease back on that gas. Number 7 going sideways right there. Caution comes out. Number 7 with a bunch of damage on the back of that DuPont Chevy. That is going to put Kenneth McCullough Jr. back on the lead lap, I believe. Joe Conan with that crash caused the caution, I believe. Let's go ahead and take a look. A lot of damage on that number 8 after that contact. No. Does not look like that it was caused by the number 8. As we get back to gridding up, these guys are going to come in and fix a little bit of that damage. Hopefully they have some kind of fast repair. We're only 3 laps into this 37 or 40 lap race, 37 laps to go. These guys are going to have to be a little bit more patient with these cars. They are definitely a lot different than your average car. The 102 with a bunch of front end damage, as most of these guys are going to come down into the pack. Looks like everybody opting to come down into pit lane after that yellow flag. Derek Raleigh with the advantage, 71 jumping out to the front. That's going to put Joshua McCullough right there in second place. Joseph Essenberg, he's going to be sitting in third. Daniel Holdcroft in fourth. Shane Hatfield coming out in fifth. And Kenneth McCullough in sixth currently. Still a couple cars sitting in pit lane trying to get some of that damage fixed. Looks like James Waring, Justin Smith, Buster Malcolm, and James Moore still getting damaged fixed. Hopefully those guys are going to be able to get back out on the track for the green flag. It's going to be an interesting battle with the number 71 of Derek Raleigh and Joshua McCullough in that number 5. We're going to see, as we already seen, those lines aren't holding up, right? So a lot of these drivers are just sort of in and out of that line. Oh, it looks like the 71 may be coming back down into pit lane. Yeah, the number 71, 31, and 03 all coming back down into pit lane. Not sure what's going on. Maybe trying to get a little bit more of that damage fixed. That's going to put the battle between Joshua McCullough and Joseph Essenberg in that number 5 and that number 10. Beautiful throwback for that number 5 in the good wrench right there. It's going to be a shade of Dale Earnhardt out on the field tonight. And then you got the number 10 in that Federated Auto Parts paint job as well, looking very nice. Lights are off the pace car, ladies and gentlemen. This will be back to the green flag here in a moment after they get through 3 and 4. And we're going to see who's going to hold up. It looks like everybody is back out on the field. Buster Malcolm trying to catch up. Still a little bit of front damage going on there. Derek Raleigh coming out with the number 31 of Daniel Holdcraft. Justin Smith back out on the field. Still lots of damage on the front of Buster Malcolm's 102. Let's hope that's not going to cause any issues coming back to the green flag with him. Really unfortunate getting involved in that last accident. Like I said before, these guys are going to have to be super patient. They're going to have to wait for their opportunities, making sure that the car doesn't push up to that wall. These cars have so much power that they're pushing out of that line, and they just got to be careful to come off the gas just a little bit to maintain the line that they're currently in. Here we go, pace car going back into pit lane. We're about to go get back to the restart zone here at Talladega for the Saturday Night Cash restart. 35 laps to go, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go, green flags back out. Number 5 of Joshua McCullough and Joseph Essenberg battling it out. Essenberg not with a great start right there. 01 gonna trying to get to the back of the number 5. 5 jumping back up to the top side in front of that number 10, and then back down low again. Number 5 with a good little cushion right there coming off of the 01 of... Is it the 01? It is 3 wide right there coming into 3 and 4. One falls back a little bit behind the number 9. Or that's actually the number 8. 03 right on the bumper of the 05. 3 wide right there for a second as the 03 jumps down to the bottom. 5 gonna battle it out with him for a second. 10 on his inside. He's gonna have to be careful. Joseph Essenberg looking down low with the number 7 right on his tail. They're trying to get a good run on the top side with the 03, 5, and 95. 95 of James Waring on the backside right there. That's going to put 07 right there as well. 07 jumping back down low. Derek Raleigh trying to jump up behind the 95, see if they can get a run on that outside. A couple cars falling back, but it looks like Shane Hatfield in the back of the pack right now. Currently, that 01 right behind the 1-2 with a little bit of damage of Buster Malcolm. Buster Malcolm on the outside of that number 8. Number 8 of James Moore. They're going to be trying to catch back up to that main pack. Big move by the number 5, diving down low in front of the number 10. That's going to leave the 07 on the outside with the 03 and the 95 right behind him. These guys are switching lanes like crazy. They're going to have to maintain a good line. 4 cars on the outside. 05 up against the wall. That's going to put him 3 wide. 05 up top with 07 driving through. Justin Smith currently leading this race. As we're starting to see these guys line up a little bit more, it looks like they're trying to make that outside line work, but it is just not coming to fruition. 7 driving that back down underneath that 8 right there. Let's see. Looks like Joshua McCullough currently in that number 5 good range. Sort of sliding to the back a little bit. He's got that 8 right behind him of James Moore. That 3-car pack is starting to fall back a little bit more. They're going to have to work together if they want to get back up to this main pack. That's going to be Buster McCollum, James Waring, and Shane Hatfield sitting back there. Currently, Joseph Essenberg in the number 10 leading this race. 30 laps to go. Seeing if they can figure something out on that outside line. 31 jumping up there with them of Daniel Holcroft. Oh no, that bottom line getting abandoned. Only 2 cars down there now, the number 10 and the number 8. Let's see if they can work with only 2. Like the 7 trying to get in the middle, 8 cutting him off right there with a beautiful block. Derek Raleigh getting left on the outside by himself. He's going to have to dive down low to get a little bit more speed out of that. The 03 is currently leading this race. Kenneth McCullough Jr. He's going to have the 10 right behind him. Beautiful driving coming out of these guys so far. 5 looking down low on the inside of the number 71, putting him 3 wide with the number 7. Close call right there as the 71 rides up in front of the number 7. Beautiful save by those guys, not making any contact whatsoever. Incredible racecraft. Derek Raleigh falling back a little bit. He's going to be on the outside of the number 31. That's going to give the advantage currently still to Kenneth McCullough Jr. They're swapping back and forth, him and the 03. Nice little push from the 8 going to the 5 of Joseph McCullough. 7 tries to join that bottom line, see if they can get a run. 5 back up top. He's right in front of the 03. Oh, looks like the 8 got a little loose right there, was able to save it. He's going to lose a little bit of speed, but not enough for the 7 to take advantage. 7 looking down low to get up behind the 03. 5 right there on the outside with the number 8. 7 trying to get up to the back of that 03 car, but yeah, and he does. He's going to go ahead and give him a little bit of a push coming through the backstretch. 5 left outside by himself. He's going to have to find a partner or get back in line. Shane Hatfield falling back a little bit. He's going to have to make something happen with the cars in front of him. Buster Malcolm, with that damage on the front of that car, seems to be running pretty quickly. Go ahead and take a look and see how fast these guys are running. 204 in that front trioval. Beautiful driving coming out of that 03 and the 7. They're going to create a little bit of a cushion there. They're going to be about 2 car lengths off of the number 5. 5 still looking to try to catch back up. Derek Raleigh is riding right there with that number 8 of James Moore. Seeing if they can make something happen. 95 falling back a little bit of James Waring. He's going to have Joseph Essenberg right on his backside with Daniel Holcraft riding in tow. Let's go ahead and look at a detailed battle of the 8 trying to catch up to Daniel Holcraft. He is going to be a little slower, so it doesn't look like he is going to be able to catch back up for the last 5 laps. Buster Malcolm catching up to that number 8 car. Maybe they can work together to see if they can actually make something happen and get back up to that main pack. With Shane Hatfield out there by himself, unfortunately. That's going to be really difficult lap after lap. He has been a little bit slower than the cars in front of him, so that's going to make it very difficult to catch back up to the main pack for that number 01. Hatfield looking for that caution. As they go 3 wide for the lead. Derek Raleigh right there in the middle, the 03 on his outside with the 7 down low. Derek Raleigh taking the lead on that outside, but it gives the number 7, Justin Smith, the lead currently. As we've seen Justin Smith get sideways on that last caution, he's going to have to be careful. Still 3 wide with the 03, 71, and 8. Beautiful racing so far coming out of these guys. 03 currently showing in the lead. Kenneth McCullough Jr. As he goes down low, he's going to be trying to get up there in front of the number 7, and he does. He's a couple car lengths ahead. That just shows the power of these 87s. They're able to get up front and ride by themselves in front of a pack. That's just absolutely amazing. Let's go ahead and check out our leader right now, see how fast he's actually going. 207 in that front stretch, 199, 198 around the turns. Let's see. I believe these cars are getting up to about 215 in that back stretch, 210, 211, 212. All the way up to 213, incredible speeds. You gotta think the Cup cars, the next gens, only are riding around at like 190 at most of the time. That's what creates a lot of that draft pack racing. But these cars have the ability to get out front by themselves and ride incredibly fast and create gaps for themselves. 20 laps to go, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, contact with the wall. I believe that was the number 10 of Joseph Essenberg. He's going to have to be careful with that. Creating too much wheel damage is definitely going to slow that number 10 down. Oh, 03 and 7 back down to the bottom of the chart, back up to the wall again. Trying to get any kind of speed that they can to get an advantage on each other. 7 looking to the inside of the 03. Derek Raleigh coming into play. A lot of speed right there coming out of that number 71. He is definitely going to be on the inside of that number 7. The runs on these cars that they're getting, the speed runs they're getting, is absolutely incredible. Side by side, with the 7 and the 71 coming to the tri-oval. That's going to put the 5 right there behind the number 7 as they drop back down to the yellow line coming into turns 1 and 2. Still on the inside right there of the number 7. 5 almost looking down low on the 71, but he decides to back out of it. Buster Malcolm's starting to fall back a little bit. Shane Hatfield catching back up to that 3-pack right there. They're going to have to work together if they want to catch back up to that main pack. Let's go ahead and take a look at the split. They're about 10 seconds back currently. It looks like that front pack is still gaining. They're going to have, like I said, they're going to have to work together. They're going to have to get in a line, create that draft for themselves, and they should be able to make some ground up. But unfortunately, right now, it's showing 10.5 seconds back, and they're continuing to decrease. That backstretch looks like they're gaining a little bit of speed. But again, they're going to have to work together. As he's led a bunch of these laps so far. Number 10 to the outside. Number 7 looking to the inside of the 03, seeing if he can take that lead back, and he does. Let's see if he can hold it coming through the backstretch into 3 and 4. That's going to put Justin Smith up front. Oh, they're going back 3 wide again. Coming for the lead, the 5 down low. It's going to be Kenneth McCullough Jr., Justin Smith, and Joshua McCullough. But it looks like the advantage goes to McCullough Jr. Still side by side with that number 5 and that number 7. Derek Raleigh trying to work with the number 7, seeing if he can get back up towards the front. Currently sitting in 5th place at the moment at 95. James Waring just dominating that bottom side tonight. He's going to be side by side with Derek Raleigh. They're going to be fighting it out for that 4th place spot. Derek Raleigh currently showing in 4th. James Waring looking to take it away. Jumping up to 3rd place down on that bottom side, side by side with Justin Smith. Diving down low. James Waring not laying still for very long. He's going to be showing up in 3rd place right now, dropping the 5 Joshua McCullough to 5th place, right in front of the number 8 of James Moore. Again with the 95, almost 4 wide right there with the 7, 95, 71, and 03. Incredible move right there from the 95 to take 2nd place. James Waring up to 2nd. Justin Smith showing as our current leader. Beautiful pack racing. Oh! 5 gets into the 95 right there, trying to make it to the top side. That's going to be Josh McCullough Jr. And it looked like James Waring involved in that. Let's go back and take a look. Looks like 5 trying to get down underneath the 03. 95 up high. Oh, 5 trying to avoid the 7 going underneath the line, correcting that a little bit, going up a little bit too much up into the 95. 7 collected right there. 71 also collected with the 8. 5 seems to make it out unscathed, but just a little bit of an overcorrection coming out of the number 5, trying to avoid the 7 down low. Super unfortunate for the guys that were collected in that one. That's going to cause a little bit of damage. But as we've seen, these guys can keep up pretty well with a little bit of damage. That's going to be our second caution of the night at lap 28. Go back live, see who's gonna come down into opt into those pit lane stops. Possibly gonna be changing tires. I mean, I probably would be changing tires if it was me out there on the track. So we'll see who opts in to come down into pit lane and get that tire change, or they're just gonna focus on getting that damage fixed. If I had damage, I'd probably focus on that more than tires, because that wastes about 14 seconds on pit lane. All these guys coming down in. It looks like everybody in the field coming down in. That's a relief for Shane Hatfield, Joe Conan, and Buster Malcolm as they get to catch back up to the field. A lot of damage on that 102 still. Yeah, a lot of these drivers opting into getting those tires changed. But like I said, if I had damage after that accident, I'm going to opt out of tires. I'm going to just focus on the damage. Let's see. It looks like the number 7 making it out first. Justin Smith, Kenneth McCullough, James Waring, the number 10 of Joseph Essenberg, the 01 of Shane Hatfield, Daniel Holdcroft. Buster Malcolm's still sitting in there. Josh McCullough, Derek Raleigh, James Moore, and Joe Conan still opting to get some of that damage repaired. Absolutely incredible race so far, ladies and gentlemen. Pure speed coming out of these cars, as we've seen these cars be able to gap the car behind them. Normally in the pack racing or the plate racing at these tracks, you see everybody super bunched up together, a lot of bump drafting. We haven't seen a lot of that tonight. It's just been pure raw speed coming out of these 87s tonight. But that DuPont number 7, gonna have to be careful on that bottom line. That's the second time there was a slight issue with the number 7 going down low, Justin Smith. But it looks like he was able to recover on that one right there. The last caution, he was not able to recover, causing a little bit of damage to that number 7, but he is back out front. He's currently going to battle it out with Kenneth McCullough Jr. in that 03 for this restart here at Talladega. Looks like we're getting grouped back up for the restart. These guys are in the backstretch. They're going to come through 3 and 4. Pace car is going to dive down. It's going to be a battle between the number 7 and the 03. The 10, Joseph Essenberg, followed by the 01 right there on that bottom side. 03's got the 95 and the 31, so we'll see who has the better line, what line is actually going to get the advantage, or if there's even a line at all coming out of here. Nine laps to go when these guys cross that finish line. Absolutely incredible racing by the 87 drivers here tonight. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, as the field gets bunched back together for the restart. Green flag. Now we're getting towards the end of this race. These guys are going to be pushing a lot harder. Huge jump from the number 7 right there on the entire field. About 5 car lengths. They're going to have to catch back up to that number 7's. A lot of movement in that backpack right there. 03 deciding to jump down low. They're going to put it 3 wide, 95. 7 and 10 currently 3 wide. 7 deciding to come down, drop down behind the number 10. Derek Raleigh jumping to the outside in front of the number 01. 5 following him. Ooh, big move by the number 95 of James Warren to jump down low in front of the number 10. Side by side with the 03. Derek Raleigh trying to put it 3 wide. Looks like that bottom line has a little bit of a steadier line. Currently showing in the lead, Kenneth McCullough Jr. with the 5 sitting right behind him. That's going to be Josh McCullough. A lot more of the close pack racing than we've seen so far in this race. Derek Raleigh looking to the outside of the number 5. Is he going to do it? Yes, he is. He's looking to the outside, but drops back down behind him. They're going to have to stay back together. James Moore falling back a little bit in that number 8, unfortunately. Shane Hatfield currently in that 01 right there behind the field. Doesn't look like he has any damage, so he should be able to keep up with those guys no problem. But James Waring now leading this race. We've had a bunch of lead changes in this race so far. Let's go ahead and take a look. Kenneth McCullough Jr. leading 15 laps. Justin Smith with 8 laps. Josh McCullough with 5. Joseph Essenberg with 3. James Waring with 2. Shane Hatfield, Derek Raleigh, Joe Conan, and Buster Malcolm with 1. Let's take a look at some of the fastest laps here tonight. Buster Malcolm currently with the fastest lap on the track by a good margin, 44.87. Shane Hatfield with a 45. Kenneth McCullough Jr. with a 45.09. Josh McCullough with 45.09 as well. And Daniel Holcraft with a 45.12. As James Moore tries to catch back up to the back of the number 31, he doesn't want to lose that draft. A little bit of contact right there between the 10 and the 71. .17, 18, 19 miles an hour coming out of the backstretch into the turns 3 and 4. 5 laps to go, ladies and gentlemen. 7 looking to the outside of the number 5, seeing if he can take advantage. Now looking to the outside of number 3, looking to push it 3 wide. Number 7, Justin Smith, bold move. Currently just not able to get up front of the number 03. Dives in front of the 7 down low. Barely cutting it in there like a tight parking spot. Incredible racing out of the number 7 with that move right there. 5 taking a good balance on that outside. He's looking to catch back up with the number 03 of Kenneth McCullough Jr. Contact right there between the 103 and the 31 of Daniel Holdcraft. Oh, Derek Raleigh shooting it down low underneath the number 95. 3 wide for the lead right here. As the 71 and 7 pull out to the lead. Wide once again for the lead right there. Derek Raleigh on the outside, 7 on the middle, and 03. 7 diving back down to the bottom side. He's gonna have to be careful. 2 to go after they cross the line here. Tight racing coming to the last few laps. Only 2 to go. Next one brings out the white flag. 03, Kenneth McCullough Jr. currently leading this race with the number 7 in tow. Derek Raleigh touching that outside wall a little bit. Not sure what happened there. That's going to be detrimental. He's going to have to catch back up. He's currently in that backpack right now. James Moore falling all the way back about 10 seconds currently. Going to be hard to catch up. White flag is about to come out right here as they cross the finish line. Last lap, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Looks like it's going to be up to the 7, 03, 95, and 5. Who's going to come out as the winner here tonight at Talladega? 03 opting into the bottom side of the number 7, getting a good push by the number 5. Both McCulloughs jumping out to the front. The number 7 falling to the 3rd place, Justin Smith. Contact right there with the number 7 and the 03. That's going to bring it home, ladies and gentlemen. Kenneth McCullough Jr. out front by a good distance. Kenneth McCullough Jr. comes home with the win here at Talladega for Saturday Night Cash for Cash Motorsports. What an incredible race right there. Super intense right there at the end as these drivers are pushing really hard. That podium is going to consist of first place with Kenneth McCullough Jr., Joseph Essenberg sitting in 2nd, and Justin Smith in 3rd place. We'll be right back with your driver interviews. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back with your driver interview for the night. It is going to be Kenneth McCullough Jr. coming out with the checkered flag here at Talladega for the Cash Motorsports Saturday Night Cash. Congratulations on another win coming for the McCulloughs here at Talladega. Just an amazing race by you, dominating that bottom line and making sure that you had the advantage at the end, man. Go ahead and walk us through what happened tonight.
Man, that race was fun. I love these cars. That was some good race. I don't know what happened on the last lap, but that was some really good, intense racing from everyone that was up front there. It's the most fun I've had in a while. Um, yeah, the 7 there, he was battling me pretty good there, James. Man, it's all about tires and all about where to put your car and how to put air on the front of the nose of them other cars and get them tight. But overall, the race was a blast.
Yeah, no, it looked like a lot of fun. And what happened behind you was it looked like the number 7 was racing hard. He made contact with the number 5 of Joshua McCullough and put Joshua McCullough in a tight spot where he wound up making contact with the wall, unfortunately. But it looked like Josh McCullough just pushed you up just enough to be able to stay out of the mess and come home with the checkered flag tonight. Absolutely amazing job coming out of these cars and you guys tonight.
Yeah, man, I love these cars and I love the Indy cars because it kind of takes the team, aspect out of it. You don't have to really, you can do it on your own. You really don't have to rely on no one. The super speedway money racing scene has gotten so big with teams and all, and them two cars there that I mentioned kind of breaks that up. And I kind of like the solo running. I love battling Josh door to door and not just pushing a teammate to a win or nothing like that. It's fun just to battle, as long as you don't cost each other no issues or a money spot or something, but I'll race anybody hard for sure.
Well, absolutely incredible job, man. I really appreciate you coming out tonight and putting on a show. And great job by everybody that was out there tonight. Only 2 cautions. That was absolutely phenomenal. A lot of tight pack racing. Couple people fell back with a little bit of damage, but man, incredible race altogether coming out of Cash Motorsports tonight.
Appreciate it, buddy. It was a blast for sure.
Absolutely, man. We look forward to seeing you in the winner's circle again.
Yes, sir. Thank Derek for putting this thing on. I come out whenever I can. I can't make them all, but I enjoy racing over here. These guys do a good job. Thank you for doing the broadcast and everybody that come out to race with us tonight.
Absolutely, and thank you. We'll see you next time.
Yes, sir, buddy.
And thanks to everybody that came out tonight's race for Cash Motorsports. It was an amazing race here at Talladega. Thank you to all of our partners, Admin Box, helping racing communities stay organized and competitive, Blind Squirrel Racing, fueled by passion, determination, and the love of racing, and Raleigh's Resto Rods, bringing classic machines back to life with quality craftsmanship and performance. We'll see you guys next time here at Cash Motorsports.